Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik,
Tony
and
Dudzik is right here. And
hey, everybody, it's me, Todd Novak.
All right. Hey, everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death you're listening to our show. We are here on a beautiful Monday night.
Monday.
Yes, and the weather has been beautiful, thank goodness.
It's been gorgeous.
Yes.
Canadian almost.
Yeah, what's it like up in Canada? I don't know. Maybe we should ask a Canadian. Do you know any?
Let me go through my Rolodex.
Or we could ask.
Hey, special guest, who are you?
Hey, how's it going? It's Jamie from Supercool Pedals in swelteringly smoke-covered Canada right now.
Oh, that's right. Forest fires.
Yes.
It's burning down everywhere, but that's okay.
Again.
I feel like it was last time we talked.
It was. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, almost close to that.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Sorry. It's a bad thing, but you know what? The cool thing about nature is that when stuff burns down, new stuff, arises from the ashes.
Like the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Nature will find a way.
Yes, it will.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, indeed. So we have Supercool Pedals on. Now, Tony, when was the last time we had Jamie on?
Well, after my exhaustive research,
Yes.
I found that the first time Jamie was on was episode number 344, all the way back in November of 2023.
100 away.
Yeah, almost 100.
Yeah.
I've had a few episodes since then. Holy.
Just a handful.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah. And so has Jamie, because, he's got a lot of pedals. And even when we talked to him back then, he had a lot of pedals, but he's got more. So we're going to talk about some of that more stuff. And we're also going to find out what else is going on that he's got planned for the future. So strap in and ignore your Uber driver, even though he's probably trying to talk to you and find out about all your stuff. Or go ahead and let that person in who keeps trying to cut you off. Just do it. It'll feel fine. You'll get in the same place. It'll be fine. Okay. We have a couple of announcements. Number one, so I mentioned that we had that whole box of pedals from Mike Nazionale,
yes.
who basically gifted them to us to bestow to the patrons. And there are
magnanimous.
five pedals, ultimately, 5, 6, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I sent out the survey, rate 1 to 5, which one you want. And
Survey says.
Then we'll, kind of draw. So that went out, and if you got the message, then you are qualified. And by qualification, it means, being in our top 2 tiers.
I didn't get the message.
Well, you don't get to win anything. You don't deserve it, Tony. So we'll be announcing those shortly.
Yes.
But one of our recent guests, who we absolutely had a blast talking to, that was MMK.
Oh, yes.
MMK Electrics out in Alaska.
Senior Jordan.
That's right. Senior Jordan. He might be a senior, but he's not senior. He's a young fella.
Okay.
Anyways.
You obviously misheard me.
I'm sorry. He said, you know what? Why don't you hold back the red cream soda for a listener? And I was like, whoa.
Sweet.
That's pretty awesome. This is a great pedal.
Yeah.
And it is hefty. I'm still like, I could probably work out with this.
Yeah.
So we are giving that away. And Tony, you know who this is going to?
I have no idea.
I'm going to give you one guess. TikTok.
I know it's not Jamie from Supercool Pedals.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Ken Sayers.
That's right. Oh my gosh, you nailed it. Ken Sayers, you are getting this red cream soda pedal, my friend. Ken has been supporting our show since 2018.
Nice.
How awesome is that? Thank you so much, Ken. And this brick.
That's almost as old as Jamie's sourdough starter.
Maybe, yes.
Close to, yeah.
So this is going to be coming to you in the mail, probably lifted by 2 other people. No, I'm just kidding. They're not that heavy. But anyways, thank you so much to Jordan from MMK for doing that. It was an absolutely generous thing to do, and we truly appreciate it. So, Ken, you deserve it. This is coming your way, buddy. All right. Let's get on what's going on this week in our music worlds. Tanya, go ahead and kick it off.
Well, this is kind of a mystery sleuth project that I'm working on. So I got in touch with a guy who used to work with myself and this other guy who I sold my original Jaguar to.
Oh.
And the
XJS?
Yeah, hold on. Details on that Jaguar.
It was my first real guitar.
Fender. Who
66 Fender Jaguar.
Oof. What if you had a 66 Jaguar and a 66 Jaguar? And they were both the same color. That would be awesome.
Well, this one was sunburst, so I think a XK would look a little weird as a sunburst. Weird, yeah. But, whatever. So, I am possibly going to be able... I have to make contact with the guy that I sold it to, and the guy that I spoke to today is going to help track him down if he can.
Wow.
And, I mean, this has been one of my goals to try to get that guitar back because I just dumped it at a time where I was done playing music at that time. And this... I would love to have this guitar. I thought about maybe getting one of the Japanese. They make one that has block inlays and bound neck like mine was. But, they're like $1,500, whatever. It's not a lot of money, but it's still, I could make it into that guitar again, but
it wouldn't have the mojo though.
So I will keep everyone posted here as things progress, and hopefully the guy still has it and isn't going to ask like an astronomical price for it. But I'd probably pay. Well, I won't say what I'll pay in case he's listening.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I'm willing to pay upwards of $200.
If you had it, this would be something for someone with a lot of money to do, and just do, and then contact other people and say put my name out there and look at what I did. But imagine if you had a '66 Antigua Jaguar, and you also had a '66 E-Type Jaguar Coupe in Antigua.
I don't think Antigua would be a really good finish.
But wow, that would be commitment.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
I'd pay to see that.
A Fender brochure out there with those two next to each other. I'm willing.
There has to be.
Yeah. Well,
they're with a bunch of little surf band boys hanging out.
In the original ads for the Jaguar guitar, it was leaning up against the front end of an XKE.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Well, so anyhow, more to follow.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
That is beautiful. Jamie, what's going on in your music world?
Well, I'm doing something that is just like absolutely I haven't done in a long time, and I think it's absolutely unseen in the pedal world. I'm actually playing guitar.
Yes.
Wow.
You've been doing that, and bass and drums.
Which is wild. I'm playing in a couple of bands right now. And I just got off doing like a little bit of a tour last weekend. I'm enjoying playing. It's funny you mentioned Jaguars. I'm an offset guy myself. I'm kind of falling back in love with my first Jazzmaster, just like an early 2000s, one of the last made in Japan Jazzmasters they made before they changed factories.
Yeah.
And I've been sort of treating it to new tricks. So I picked up, I traded a Supercool pedal for one of these new Tough Set bridges. I don't know if you guys have seen those. Really cool bridge company, like specifically for Jaguars and Jazzmasters. They have like, I'm being spoiled with actual intonation and height adjustments per string on this guitar, and it's been a lot of fun. Mind you, the band that I'm playing it in is like noisy and alternate tuninged and just a big mess. So it's kind of like I'll spend an evening, setting up my guitar perfectly, only to like, make a bunch of noise with the guitar in the end anyway. But
Yeah, that's so we just pulled that up. That's a pretty cool looking bridge.
It's a beast.
Yeah, and I opted to get like a brass saddled version.
Nice.
And like I'm constantly wrestling with myself between like what's mojo baloney and what's real science.
I'm looking at Mojo Baloney right now.
I swear
name.
those brass saddles make a difference in like it feels a little bit warmer, just has a little bit less treble.
Totally. No, all of my Telecasters have I'm a 3 saddle Tele bridge guy.
Yeah.
And all of them have the a brass saddle because it takes a little bit of the bite out of the that what normally would be plated steel saddles.
A little plunkier.
Takes a bite out of chime.
Yeah.
Oh, you like that?
Oh,
I got him all day long, baby.
Oh man. You are on your game today. No, I've used the Mastery bridge, which I like, and there was another one.
This doesn't look ultra modern though.
Yeah, the Mastery I've wanted one for years, but A, the price, and B, just it seems so idiosyncratic. I don't like the sort of like dual raised kind of system it has.
Yeah.
When I saw the Tough set and I was like a vulture with the guys making it for ages. I was like, hey, let me know if you want to trade a pedal for one of those, because like I can't bring myself to spend that much money on a bridge, but but frankly, after I did it, I was like, oh my god, I should have done this 10 years ago. If I had the 10 years ago to do it, it would have been
What do these run these days?
I think they're out of the UK EU, I think, or the UK. So they were like a couple £100. So I don't know what that converts, but it was like a few $100. A good boutique pedal's worth of money, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Tony's. Yes, Tony.
€209.
That's the.
Hang
on
euro.
a second. I'm going to brass.
€219.
Yeah, it's $10 more.
Oh,
that's a lot for a bridge, but
it's close to $300, isn't it?
It's close to on par. I think that's like the Mastery.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
very
that's
close.
the Mastery,
That's
actually.
like a whole new, like, Squire guitar.
Yeah, but I mean, especially with the like Jazz Masters and the Jaguars, which like the stonk bridges were just incorrect, like objectively wrong on those things, those barrel screws.
Think they just fix that?
I mean, they've tried. Like I did pick up one of the Player 2 special Jazz Masters they released this year, and it has a Mustang bridge on it, which is like that's the first mod you do on a Jazz Master is you put a Mustang bridge on it. So like Fender,
but I mean fix it like this.
Yeah.
Well, they did on. There was a special run of Jazz Masters, maybe on Jaguars too. That it was like a lightning bolt, one-piece saddle.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was in two pieces.
Was it the
I forget which series.
Was that on the Gold Foil Jazz Master? Maybe. I kind of remember there was something.
It might be. It was like on their. It was a Pro Series or something like that. And
sure. How much did they charge for it?
Because it was a ridiculous amount of money.
So it's probably about $400.
Yeah.
Premium. So
easily
at that price, I mean, get yourself a Mastery or a Tough set or something.
Yeah, this is nice because it kind of resembles a
Tough set. TUFFSET. In case you're like, what? I can't find it.
There it is.
TUFFSET.
But very much like a Mustang bridge.
Yeah.
So cool.
Too cool. Right on.
Oh, Todd, what about you?
Oh, hey. Well, this week I made a. When you're thinking about something and you're like, yeah, one of these days, and then you're just like, well, I guess I'll take a look, and then you're like, drop everything, right? That's me a lot. But for a long time, ever since I got the AC38, I remember seeing my buddy Hex do his thing. And he's got a road case with his AC30 in it. And it's cool because he pops the top off, puts the AC30 on stage on the bottom part of the road case, which is on the wheels, and then he puts his guitar rack on top of the top cover next to it. And I was like, that's a really cool setup. And it makes a lot of sense, protects the amp, makes it easy to... It's like, this makes all kinds of sense. And one of the things that I don't like is having an amp on the floor and just hitting the back of my calves. It just, I want it. I want to feel it a little bit more. I want to hear it. And so I said, I'm going to get one. I'm going to see if I can find one. Brand new. These are, $450. Bare minimum starting. That's too much for me to spend on something like that. So I've been looking for used stuff. I put it up on the Craigslist. I did all the things and nothing. Well, then I found this dude. And if you're in Ohio, everybody, you definitely want to check this dude out. It is he has a Facebook, and he has a Facebook. That sounds so bad.
Does he have a MySpace?
Yeah, he's got a MySpace. I'm trying to get to it. It's right here. There it is. It's called Just in Cases, Ohio. Huh. And basically, he gets lots. For when tours end, he'll buy like a lot of the flight cases. And he's got all kinds of like military cases and Pelican cases of all shapes, sizes. It's crazy. So I called him up and I said, hey, do you have anything in these dimensions? And he said, I do. And told me the price. And I was like, that's what? $150. Mm. And I said, I will be right there. And he's like, cool. And then I realized where it was. It was 2 hours away on a Saturday. What? And I was like, duh, I wasn't prepared for that. But I went down there and like about 3/4 of the way there, I was like, I'm just going to check my messages. And he's like, hey, I just noticed one of the latches is broken, but it's easy to replace. And I was like, I don't believe that for a second. But he did explain it once I got there. He said this really isn't that big of a deal. In fact, the other 3 latches will absolutely hold this thing together. You really don't have to worry about this. But it was also a little bit bigger than I was hoping it would be. He said, well, I got these ones right here. They're almost brand new, and they are a little bit smaller. And he told me, and I'm like, okay, yep, that's still really, really good. So I had to do a little bit of work on it because it had like a divider in the middle because I guess there was 2 speaker things in there, and it, so I had to do some surgery on it. But nevertheless, it is practically a brand new flight case, and I'm stoked.
Are you going to stencil it?
Yeah, no, I am. Well, it's got the manufacturer thing on the side anyway, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to paint that black and put the Valentinos on it, so then it'll look great on stage, and I can actually, the top of it has the little cups for the wheels. So I just put the whole amp on top of the top, and it sits there.
With a friend.
Yes.
It is an AC30.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about that. I think I got a really, really good
always
deal.
Takes a bit of work. There always needs to be a story behind a good piece of gear.
Yeah, yeah.
If it works perfectly the first time, if it just goes out without a hitch, it's like, it's kind of boring.
And he was a super nice dude. He was like, oh, look at these ones over here and look at these ones. And I'm like, man, there was a whole stack of road cases that would absolutely be perfect for a pedal board. They're like $75. They're freaking brand new. So, well, not brand new. They just weren't beat to crap. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that is Just in Cases, Ohio. In case in case you need a case.
Oh,
yeah. So there you go. There's our plug. You know what, Tony?
What, Todd?
We do have an affinity for the Canadians. I've determined that.
Yeah.
An accidental affinity. That's what it is.
They're our northern brothers.
They are our northern brothers. Yeah. Regardless of what other schmucks will say.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Anyways.
Ixnay.
So, speaking of Canadians.
Yes.
We have some Canadians that we have a special connection with.
Really? Who's that?
The Tour Gear Designs.
Tour Gear Designs patch cables.
In fact, Ty Barnes just sent this picture. He bought a whole bunch of them. And he's like,
who wouldn't?
He goes, this is fantastic. Keep plugging it. So, Jamie, are you familiar with Tour Gear?
Yeah, I met them. At a pedal event in Toronto at the beginning of the summer. I think it was the first time I met them. And yeah, real cool. Yeah. Real cool stuff. Crazy custom patchwork and setups.
Yeah, and and the best part is like it is one of the few things where you're like, geez, I can't fit all 8 pedals on it. Oh, now you can. If you use those patch cables, you almost guaranteed can fit one more pedal on your board.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. I remember they were showing off a pedal like a whole rack system.
Yeah.
But refused to tell us whose it was. So it was like I was trying to get out of him the whole show. It was like, is it like Geddy Lee? Like whose is this? He's like, I'll never tell. Kind of anti-cathartic. It was a bit frustrating, but it was pretty wild stuff.
Yeah. Well, I've heard of that guy before. But anyways, so check it out. We're talking
Does
about
he talk
pedals.
like a regular guy?
I know him, and he does.
He just talks like this. That was a bang on impression.
So we've got a pedal in front of us. We got a pedal builder on the line. We've been talking about some pedals. You need tour gear patch cables to get your pedal board
Don't
set
think
up.
twice about it. Just do it.
Go to Tour Gear, load up your cart. Once you load up your cart, go ahead and hit purchase. Don't worry. You haven't actually done it yet.
Insurance, man.
Absolutely. When you hit purchase, you're going to get an area to insert a coupon code.
What code would you put in there?
The Guitar Knobs, all one word, all lowercase.
How much would you save if you do that?
15%.
15%.
While it lasts. We keep saying that because we haven't got word that it's going away yet. So just, that might go away at some point in time with all the crazy stuff that's going on.
Just do it.
Just get yourself some patch cables, and we want to thank Tour Gear for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3. 4 on the Floor. All right, Jamie from Supercool Pedals. What is your second 4 on the Floor?
Second 4 on the Floor, I would say right now I've been obsessed with the Cosmodio Glitch Witch Logic Fuzz. Mm-hmm. So these are some friends of mine. Mm-hmm. It is a really bizarre fuzz pedal. It's kind of like a bit crusher. It's like a kind of a tracking octave thing. But like I equate it to a David Foster Wallace novel in that like I'll pick that pedal up and just play with it for half an hour and go like, I don't understand this and put it down. And then like 2 hours later, it'll just have this bug in my brain. I'll be like, I have to get back to this. And it just keeps me coming back to like figure out what's going on with it. But it's a really, really cool pedal. Those guys make some like noisy artistic stuff. And I love that thing.
Really well made stuff too.
Oh yeah. Beautiful looking.
Yeah.
Right up.
Great dudes. You guys were broskies at the old NAMM show.
Yeah, NAMM, and I met them in Brooklyn last year. So I've hung out with them a little bit in Seattle a while ago over the beginning of the summer too. So I love those guys, but they're way smarter than me. They're making stuff that is way beyond my head. So I'm just constantly.
It is pretty complex stuff. You're like, wow. Okay. Wow. Could you make a rocket ship?
At one point, someone was like, do you guys is it okay that you guys are like sidling up with each other sometimes? Aren't you competing companies? It's like, no. They're way better than me. I'm not worried about it.
And that's a weird thing. I mean, that's one thing that people who aren't familiar with the I guess the guitar gear world is like, it's not really competition.
There is no competition. I think
some people might feel like that.
About it, but with art and music, I mean, everyone supports everyone, and there's enough room. Something could be subtly different, and all of a sudden, it's got its own niche, right? So,
yep, that's the ticket. How about number 2?
Number 2, it's kind of boring, but it is the Memory Man. I've been
the OG one.
Sort of the Memory Man as an overall circuit. I don't have a favorite. Okay. I think that just that circuit as it stands, like in its simplest form, just like replaced the Space Echo so perfectly in kind of a pedal form. And like I missed the boat to buy a Space Echo 20 years ago when they were kind of affordable, like they were, $200 piece of gear instead of whatever 2000 that they are now. Yeah. But like every time I'm really picky with delay. It just kind of needs to click with me immediately. And no matter how many delay pedals I'll play and like, buy and take on and off my board, like the Memory Man circuit is just the one that like, I just kind of click with every time. It does that beautiful self oscillation, runaway, noisy thing. And I lock into it every time. So I'll almost always have a version of the Memory Man on my board personally, just because I don't have to waste 40 minutes getting the right delay sound out of it when I need it. Yeah.
One of our former guests, Sketchy Sounds.
Yeah.
Have you had any dealings with?
I think I've met him at a show. Okay. Yeah.
So he's got one called Old Tapes, which I love that because it's so simple. It's so simple, and it sounds like how you want an analog delay to sound if you just need it to just do some regular old delay. Yeah. With the EQ on the actual delay, the tails. So
yeah,
cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great delays. Like I have an aversion to PT 2399 delay chips, like the karaoke chip. There's a lot of great pedals that use it, but for some reason I just don't vibe with it. So I mean, for me, it's just got to be those analog Bucket Brigade chips. That's
on that note. Since you're talking about delays, I do want to throw out one more that comes to mind that I even said we just had him on the show. Actually, he was a previous guest. That would be Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology.
What?
The Ancient Echoes. I don't know if you've had a chance to play that, man, but my goodness, it's just so great. Ancient Echoes, everybody, if you want to have some sort of delay, cavernous, reverbish.
Ooh, I haven't seen it. I just pulled it up. I have not seen that one.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's got a summon button.
Yeah, and it's all kinds of. He gets really into kind of creating stories around each of the pedals. It's a really great experience. So, anyways, how about number 3?
Number 3 is boring, but it's a micro amp, the MXR micro amp. I kind of learned when I started making circuits that just a gain stage just kind of makes everything better. And at the end of the day, like most pedals are just gain stages and EQs and clipping levels and things like that.
Yeah.
But like the micro amp, I kind of realized was just kind of the secret weapon of all my favorite bands. Like I was a big early 2000s, the bands fan, like the Strokes and the Vines and all them, the White Stripes. And like the micro amp was like, that was the first Strokes record. It was that Steve Albini and a micro amp and some tube amps. And like Jack White's crazy gated spuddery big muff sound was because he just put a micro amp in front of it and just blew it out. So I think it's a really clean boost. I always go through different phases with where it is on my board. Like sometimes it's overdriving a Rat, or sometimes it's just at the very end, just, overdriving my deluxe or my deluxe amp or something like that. But I feel like like most people who are looking for like their overdrive sound, it's like, it's just get a micro amp. It's either hiding in your amp or it's hiding in one of your pedals that you already have.
Now, do you have the OG micro amp, the one knob, or you have the micro amp plus?
Just the one knob. I mean, EQ is a different,
Yeah.
a different.
Well, then that turns into basically like now you're talking about like getting an overdrive almost.
Yeah, well, that's tone shaping and just any transparent boost really, a JFET or an op amp, but like the micro amp is just my favorite because it's just kind of the go-to. And it wasn't a creative circuit. It was literally just like the factory spec of how to use that op amp that they just put into a pedal. Like it's just a basic audio application, but it's like sometimes that's all you need. You just need to increase the gain, and that's what it does.
Yeah. Indeed. Now, was that 4? No.
I think
that was 3. What's number 4?
So, I got to shout out a fellow Canadian, Empress. So, Empress Pedals, who are celebrating their 20th anniversary, actually, this week at an event that I'm really excited to go down to Ottawa and visit. They're doing a wonderful party there with a bunch of bands and other pedal companies and stuff.
Awesome.
So through that, and I met Steve from Empress, a year or something ago, and he's just been a super sweet guy. And when he invited me to go to this event, they're doing a claw machine. So they're throwing a bunch of
cool
guitar pedals into a claw machine, and people can like buy tickets to draw out of it. So he's like, hey, do you want to do like a swap for a couple of pedals? Like I'll give you something out of the Empress lineup. And just immediately I was like, Para EQ. I've been wanting that pedal for ages. I very rarely buy myself pedals. So I'll take every opportunity to trade with other pedal builders.
Yeah.
Get at me, other pedal builders. I want your stuff. So I traded him, I think it was a 77 fuzz blender for the Para EQ. And like that thing it's my new not so secret weapon. I like using it as a boost into, overdrives that don't have EQs, like, a good DOD 250 or like a flattened Big Muff or something like that. And I learned a few years ago that every sound I was trying to replicate, in the past 25 years of playing music is all in the mid-range. It's just all in mid-range and it's all in boost. Like I'm a Queens of the Stone Age fan.
Yeah.
And it's like, yep, that's it. The Para EQ just does the thing. You can just hone in on that like 800 hertz frequency and just, tune everything else perfectly. Like EQ seems like such an unsexy thing, but it's kind of my, like a gain and an EQ pedal is my prescription to pedal junkies. It's like, just get those and like any distortion and you can pretty much replicate like almost any sound that you want from there.
Yeah, it's especially when you have, if you go beyond the standard, like the Boss GE7, where it's not, it's a little less precise,
Frequencies though, yeah, like like parametric EQs, like I've worked with them in studios, for years. So just kind of applying that mentality.
Yeah.
To guitar on a board now, it's like, why haven't I been doing this for ever, since day one?
Well, all the good things you've been talking about are sort of in your wheelhouse. You, like me, like drive.
I do.
And Supercool, when we had you on before, you had just released the Thneed, which was an internet and guitar sensation.
Holy crap, that's right. It really was like 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, yeah.
Yeah, that thing, that blew up, man.
Yeah, that piece, it did well. It still does, but yeah.
Yeah. That old thing.
I'm tired of it. I want to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's not even my favorite pedal, man. Holy.
What is your favorite pedal?
Of mine? Yeah, the buffer. Just a buffer. Yeah. That's the best. Yeah.
I do really like, I will say, what you did, especially in your earlier ones with like the Supercool 800 and the Zigzag and the fuzz light and the Spritz compressor. There was a point in time in the 90s where everybody took on a well-known product and redid that logo to be something cool.
Sure.
And
yeah, it's
hadn't
like
seen that in a long time.
I call it like the skateboard art, man.
Exactly,
Like that was it.
yeah.
I grew up I still skateboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all the magazines and all the decks that you would buy would be like, it takes on other pieces of art and like little parodies. And stuff.
It was really big in the rave and electronic scene too, where it was like that's what all the T-shirts were, all the pop T-shirts and everything. Right. Anyways, your most recent endeavor, aside from all the flippin' fantastic drive pedals you have, is the Triniphase.
Yeah, that's the one. That's
so you took a hard left. Everybody was probably expecting another drive pedal, and you went not so fast.
Well, yeah, it's kind of selfish because I mean, I've been slowly, like, I build pedals for me. So most of the board that I play now with bands is all Supercool pedals because selfishly it's like, I'm making the pedals
that makes sense
that I want, of course, right?
Yeah.
I've known for a long time. It's like I didn't have a phaser on my board, and I wanted a phaser, so it was something that I had to tackle, and it took me a lot longer to do than I wanted it to, because like it's so much modulation is just so much more complex, in terms of the schematics and engineering. And also there's just so many other companies have done it so well. So I'll tell you the quick little story where it came from. But JHS bought up partnered with the Ross family and revamped the that whole Ross lineup. I think it was like the 7th generation. But I think it was like something around the 7th generation of the Ross pedals. And I immediately like went in store and was playing through like that lineup and was like, oh my God, these are like fantastic pedals, like inside and out. They sounded fantastic. I just, the price was a little above what I would want to spend on, a pedal.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a cheapskate when it comes to pedals. I'm a total hypocrite when it comes down to it. But like, so when they were shutting down the Ross lineup, I, like all the other pedal vultures, like I immediately picked up the entire lineup. And like, I remember I got them all at home and immediately started playing through all of them. And that Ross phaser just like did the thing that I've been wanting, a good phaser to do for me for years. Cause like I've just never found a phaser that I really truly love. But there's something about that circuit that just like did it. So I immediately, opened it up and just went, what's going on in here? Like fundamentally, where is this circuit coming from? And I figured out it was, an OTA based phaser. So then I started going down the rabbit hole of what that means. And, it took months and months of just kind of, it started off as that generation of Ross phaser, but evolved way weirder and beyond what that is. But fundamentally, just being able to like, I like a pedal that you can stomp on, turn the knobs, and just get as weird as possible immediately. And then you kind of tone it back and you find on all the subtleties there. And that's kind of where it started. So I made a phaser that I really like, and I was frankly a little nervous to put it out there because it's like kind of felt like one of the most personal pedals I've ever put out there. It's like, I don't know, if people don't like it, it'll kind of like kind of hurt. But people really, really, really took to it. And I'm really happy because I'm finding people like find sounds on that pedal that like I haven't even really nailed into yet. So yeah, I've been pretty stoked with it so far. Yeah,
that's awesome. And I wonder, I'm curious how many people actually know what this is referencing.
It's so vague.
It's a Sony Trinitron.
Yeah.
TV.
Oh, I thought it was Trini Lopez's first pedal.
Like, it's like a very specific 1985 to 1989 Sony Trinitron.
Yeah.
Like, you were right. You're always right, Todd.
Feeling. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about that. For me, like I was born in 87, and like literally my first memories are like my face glued to a CRT screen looking at the little RGB.
That was the best.
And it's like, whoa. And like, there's just something about that era of, of technology that I think was so rad. Like you look at old brochures and ad campaigns and marketing and stuff from like that 90s era for like, Sony and TVs and stuff. And there was just something so like, I don't know, fun and electric about it. Like,
yeah,
I think without, waxing too prophetic, like I think we've gotten so utilitarian with technology these days.
Yeah.
That like,
well, that's Calvin Klein's fault.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I don't know why. I'm just agreeing with that. I don't Calvin Klein. Oh my God. But yeah, but the CRT TVs have long been like a crazy nerdism for me because they're like literal science fiction. And yeah, so I mean, like all the super cool pedals and designs, they're I just kind of injected one of my many nerdisms into the design on that thing.
Yeah,
and it's funny because some people get it and some people just think it looks cool, and that's fine too. But I figured as long as I was going all the way into the super niche of like modulation pedals and phasers, it's like, well, I'm already going this specific. Let's just go deeper down.
No, dude, you nailed it. It's like just the little like grid for no reason. That was like that was
It's
on
3D.
literally everything. It's a vacuum, but it's a grid vacuum. The bag's got a grid on it. Oh,
Must be good.
yeah. And you got the red, green, and blue, which I bet many people don't understand. In a CRT tube, that's what makes the picture.
RGB.
Red, green, and blue. That's it.
Yes. Oh my.
Yeah,
How the world. How the world. Anyways, it's a great looking pedal, and it's phase is one of those things. I feel like people more stumble into phase, not like into phasers. It's like it's so associated with certain kinds of music, and so I think it's one of those things that people are like, I'm not a phaser person. And then you try it and you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
I could be a phaser person.
Well, yeah, and so that was kind of it. Like I wanted to make a really not open source, but like a really kind of open-ended phaser. So I mean, it does a whole lot more than just phasing. So first off, like it goes between your classic 4-stage phaser, I think phase 90, and then to 8 stages as well, which is like kind of a weird level of phasing that you don't see too often, but it gets really deep and like kind of warbly to the point where, and this was just through a lot of experimentation, basically at 8 stages, it's kind of doing, it starts pitch shifting as a result of how like hard it's like phasing the frequencies. And it's actually the same way that like, I'm also an old Farfisa organ nerd. And it's how a lot of those old organs would have vibrato in their circuits, because they wouldn't actually be doing pitching. They would just be doing like phase shifting really heavily to get this pitch sound. So one of the things you can do on the Triniphase is you can basically turn off, like a chorus, a phase is happening when you're mixing the dry and this wet signal together. That's kind of what's doing this phasing out of phase. But if you turn off the dry signal, you just get this really whacked out, like kind of pitch shifted phase effect. So that's basically the buttons over on the right of the Triniphase enable you to do things like cut out the dry signal. You can cut the modulation cycle in half so that you get kind of this like subtler phase. You can kind of use it to get some like, vocal formant effects. And like, I wanted to do something that is both simple and complex. I don't like a lot of controls on pedals because then, you can really fall down the rabbit hole. So all lights on the Triniphase, just, RGB, that's kind of its regular state, and 2 knobs. That is your phaser. It's a great sounding phaser, super deep, and, can do a whole lot. But then if you start, turning on and off the lights and messing around with different settings, like you can really fall into a rabbit hole. You can find, like self oscillation, like ring modulations on it and stuff. And I played with it because a lot of the times what I'll usually do with pedals is I'll modify the heck out of the circuit until I have, 20 controls on it, and then look at it and go, cool, what do I actually need to put in the pedal and what is just erroneous, just garbage stuff that I put in there for me, and then start pairing it back. So this was kind of the result of, 2 knobs, 3 buttons. It's the most amount of control I think I've ever put on a pedal, but it was like, cool, if I'm going to release this pedal, I have confidence that this is putting some sounds out there that I haven't heard before. And that's always kind of one of my prerequisites for it. So it can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. Yeah.
So I think we need to do a little bit of math, because I know that you have 2 that have as many as that. The Barstow Bat and the 77 Fuzz Blender.
Yeah.
Each with five controls.
EQs are tough. I almost count EQs as one control, right? So the Bat has,
right.
So Bat has, output, drive,
and EQ.
And then a 3-band EQ.
Okay,
so
all
bass,
right, that's
bass
fair.
treble. And it's like,
All right.
like it's hard to do full EQ. You can do the big muff tone stack like what I did on the 77 Fuzz Blender.
Which is
even
freaking
that,
genius, by the way. If you are even considering any kind of muff-based fuzz, look no further, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Yeah, you were asking earlier what my favorite Supercool pedal is, and it's probably that. It's probably the fuzz blender. It never leaves my board. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm very hypocritical because I'm sitting here talking about I want to pare down my controls, and I still have pedals that have 5 knobs, buttons, or something.
That's okay.
But compared to what they look like in the pre-production stage, it's like, oh, it's a mess. And it's like, well, this sort of changes the behavior, but like, you go down the rabbit hole and you have a different circuit with just some simple modifications, and it gets tough to decide what to put on it. But I always want a pedal to look accessible. And I always think of 17-year-old me, in a pedal shop, like what buttons could I push to get a good sound really easily. So that's kind of my philosophy with the Triniphase is it can be simple and it can just do the thing, or it can bring you down some weird rabbit holes too. But yeah, it all depends on who's using it though, right?
Slight detour, just really quickly. Because I think we need to find out a little. Well, no, let's stay on this. I'll get to my detour in a second. So, let's say you're not going to be playing, like Van Halen or something, right? Yeah, which is like so closely associated with that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Who is this pedal for, Jamie? And everyone doesn't count.
I mean, I'm noisy. I like making noise with pedals. To me, they're big red buttons that should just give you like big button, big kind of thing. So, I mean, definitely, I think if you haven't ventured into modulation pedals at all, I think the Triniphase is actually a really good place to start because it can really cover a lot of grounds, and kind of get you to textures. It's a good introduction into like not just time-based textures like delays and things like that, but into, doing univibe stuff and sure the phaser vibes, voice stuff. So I think it's a good introduction to that, albeit, it can be a little bit more complicated of an introduction to modulation. But also just noisy people. Like my sets usually in my band now that I'm playing in with that Jazz Master, it's a band called Color TV in Every Room. Every single set just ends with a wall of noise nowadays, and just throw the sorry Jazz Master aficionados, I throw the guitar onto the floor and just like turn on all the pedals and just get a bunch of feedback and noise and oscillation and stuff. And the morning after the show, every time I turn on the Triniphase, it's doing some like just the wildest noise, and it's like, wow, I do not remember ending the set that way. So it's kind of my little love letter to almost synth like noise.
Gotcha.
Now, did you get any inspiration from like a Mutron, either a biphase or?
So it's funny because that was the first circuit, one of the first circuits that I started investigating. Mm-hmm. The Mutron and I think it was a Maestro PH2. But I just didn't like the circuits, didn't quite get there. But it's funny because like visually there's a bit of a through line with that Mutron thing because I love I love the look and the design of that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean in circuit it's
totally different.
It's fairly
based
different
on the Ross.
But there was something there that kind of stuck in my brain, so it kind of made its way out.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, in other recent news, but the Triniphase, everybody. All right, yes. Go out and get a Triniphase.
Hey,
get your phase on. Yes. Don't be phased by the phase. The Barstow Bat. You just did some stuff about that.
Yeah.
Very recently. Which is, that has yes please all over it. So tell us a little bit about the Barstow Bat.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, that's probably my go-to drive pedal now. But it was kind of one of the most bizarrely long pedals to develop I've ever done. It started off as a Rat, which is like, that's just a Rat. It should just be a simple circuit. My plan was just kind of to do a bit of a tweak, but it ended up just putting me down the rabbit hole of the Rat and how like subtly different and complex that circuit can be depending on, what variables you're using on that pedal. Mm-hmm. But essentially the Barstow Bat is just my attempt to just fix everything that I never liked about a Rat pedal.
Okay.
Because most Rat players, like, you'll either have one that you bought when in 1994 that you swear by is the best rat ever, or you're constantly cycling rats off your board trying to find the right one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I want to try and solve that problem. And just that 3-band EQ for me on top of some other, gainier stuff that I did to it, just kind of fixed my personal reason. It was like, cool, mid-range needs to be correct. And you need to have a proper treble control and bass. I mean, I just described a 3-band EQ, but like that, I find that I can shape that pedal to whatever guitar I'm playing.
Yeah.
Which is something that, a rat either works or doesn't. So, that came out just at the end of last year, but I always like to do special colorways of pedals. So and I learned that trick from Death by Audio at live events. I just watched people go up to them all the time, just like, hey, do you have any limited colors? So I've been doing a little bit more of that. So I just released a version of the Barstow bat that I call the Song for the Red. It's based off of my favorite Queens of the Stone Age record. So all red. I'm selling these mostly just at live events. However, I've been posting some of these limited colorways on those pedals and 77 fuzz blenders on my Instagram. And it's the kind of thing, like, if you see something you really like, shoot me a message. I might be able to.
Yeah, the old childhood adage, see something, say something.
Yeah, I don't think that's what that means, but I admire it. So, yeah.
I got it all wrong.
I prefer the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Okay, yeah, that works. That's better. Yeah.
It's a little less doomy than your philosophy.
Yeah. Now, are these colorways? Are you holding those at your $199? Are you out of your mind deals?
Yep, same price as regular. So I'm not. I always want to make things accessible. I don't want to charge too much. So
yeah,
and most of these color runs, I'm just doing like a dozen or so of something like that.
Yeah, and how many of the red do you think you have?
I think I got about 10 of them. I'm not gonna promise I won't keep making them, but I don't want to. I'm definitely not like these are not dealer exclusives. I'm not putting them up on the website. It's just I'll have my little stash of these guys that I'll sell. So just to have that little extra mojo if a customer wants.
Well, and you did it in black as well.
Yeah, I did a black. So the black one is a dealer exclusive. So I don't sell that on my website anymore. I love my dealers and I love my stores, especially my ones in the States. They've been really good to me. So if you want something special, I'm actually working on getting them exclusive colorways. So the black version of the Barstow bat, you can get one of those at any of the Supercool dealers in the States and in Canada. And there's some, I can't put anything too specific, but I've got a really exclusive design coming out for one of my favorite pedal shops in the States.
Oh,
it's coming out maybe in the fall. So keep your eyes posted.
Can you want to tell us what the shop is?
It's Bees Music.
Bees Music.
Brian down there. So if you know Brian and Bees Music shop down there, you might have an idea of
you know what state that's located in?
I'm terrible at American geography.
Michigan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So got a bit of a collab going on there.
Cool.
Something happening, so keep your eyes peeled, but that'll be
we love colorways. Those are great.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun. It keeps things interesting for me too.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you? Oh, I did have that other question. You were talking about the micro amp.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, is your caffeine boost? Is that loosely related?
Surprisingly, no.
Okay.
I did do a version of the micro amp a long time ago. But it was just a micro amp, and it was like, well, I'm not offering anything different here, so
no, but your brand is believe it or not, that's actually something that people like.
Oh, sure, it's just a personal rule with me. So, what I will say is, I have plans to kind of honor that circuit a little bit better in the future.
Cool.
I had something in the barrel for a little while, but the timing just hasn't lined up because it's just not the most sexy pedal to release. But no, the caffeine boost is a JFET boost. So it's just like a single transistor. It's a little bit dirty. It sounds like a tube, and it's just a little bit more versatile. So it's a basic boost circuit, but it's certainly not as clean as the micro amp. It's a nice dirty boost pedal. It sounds, interestingly enough, and hint here, it sounds great if you put a micro amp in front of it.
Aha.
So that's something that I've had in the back of my head.
I mean, I don't know what you're saying, but whatever it is that you're not saying sounds pretty cool. That's a great, Jamie, that's a great idea. Like, legitimately, Tony and I are reading between the lines here because we know what these two pedals represent, and
sure,
I don't think anybody's ever done that, at least that I'm not aware of.
So JHS did.
Oh, for Pete's sakes!
Well, no. They did.
Okay, good.
I was actually on the verge of releasing something. Oh shit! It was like 2 years ago, where it was basically a micro amp and a JFET boost that you could it was just a boost pedal and you could just switch between the two. And I was trying to figure out a way of doing it, and then they released it. I think it was like the tail end of the pandemic, possibly. I don't remember, but they released that pedal, and I was like, "Oh, cool! All my there's no point in me ever doing this again because I think it was a limited thing." But
do you remember what it was called? I'm not placing that right now.
It wasn't the Prestige because that was just the JFET boost,
right?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it was a cross between an op amp and a JFET boost.
Yeah,
in one, but you could just switch between one or the other, and there is some magic into running one into the other.
For sure, I would imagine.
So it's something I've had my eye on for quite a while.
Okay,
but yeah, there's only one, and I can only choose one pedal a quarter to release. So for now.
I'm so glad that you're out here doing this, man, because you bring another level of collectability and for pedal collectors and enthusiasts. It's like, do you need another clone? Yes.
No, that's that was my favorite sales pitch when I worked in sales for a long time before this. And I was in like home theater sales, which is like a totally erroneous. It's fun, it was a fun industry. No one needs a TV.
Right.
So when I used to have customers coming in going like, "Oh man, I don't really need to spend $2,000 on a new TV." My counter would just be, "No, you don't. Like you get to. You don't have to. You don't have to buy another Klon. You don't have to buy another Rat. These are nice things that you get to buy, but I'm never gonna, tell you." We all know that we work in a very fun industry, and we know that that classic, that 1990s, or sorry, that 66 Jaguar you're hunting after, that was your first Jaguar. Mm-hmm. That's not going to make you a better guitarist. It's not going to,
it's not even going to make him happy.
No,
he's a grumpy old sod.
But it's gonna fill a part of your soul, though.
Yes.
It's healing almost, and that's how I try and approach it. It's like it's a fun industry, and I always want to release a pedal that's like,
it's just going to echo as it bangs into the walls of the chasm that used to be filled with his soul.
Man, you're mean. You're mean. Oh dear.
I do want to know what happens with that guitar, man. I have my own missing piece of a guitar that was stolen from me. Like I had a theft, and my house was broken into. This is like 20 years ago. A guitar that I built.
Yeah.
It was an airline copy of a guitar, and that guitar was stolen. And like 5 guitars were stolen, but I mean, whatever. They weren't nice guitars, but that one is irreplaceable.
Yeah.
And my only goal, I have 2 goals with Supercool Pedals. One of them is to just like meet all of my guitar heroes, which I've already done a few of.
Oh yeah, hey, tell us. I know you posted a bunch of this stuff, but you and I were talking literally when you're like, "Oh my gosh, I have to stop talking because this is happening."
Yeah, it was. I can't remember. It was Beardo. I met from the Voids, who's one of my favorite bands, which is really cool because like we talk now and then. It's like, wow, that's cool. We're on the same boat. Troy Van Leeuwen. Met Troy Van Leeuwen from Queens of the Stone Age. That messed me up big time.
Yeah.
I got a pedal to Jack White, which I still can't, believe. But anyway, so yeah, meet all of my guitar heroes and find my missing guitar. Get famous enough that I can post pictures of that guitar that was stolen from me on the internet and one day track it down. That is one of my goals with Supercool Pedals.
I can dig it. I can dig it. All right, Jamie, we're going to round third here and head homewards. Tony?
Yes, Todd? Mm-hmm. What time is it?
It is 9:20.
Oh,
it's
no.
Getting a little
How about
late
in the
there.
show?
Would you rather?
What was that again?
It said, couldn't you hear it? It said, would you rather?
Oh, my earphones aren't working.
Sorry. Go
Sorry.
ahead. Continue.
Okay. This Would You Rather is once again brought to us by our good buddy, Bruce Bacon.
Would you rather?
Sorry, my finger slipped.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyhow, this is another installment in his going back in time.
Yeah.
As producer supreme Bruce Dickinson. More cowbell.
Yes.
I got a fever. That guy. So here's the gist of the story. You go back in time, and you're Bruce, and you tell the engineer to keep the recording on the outro.
Right.
Just let it go.
Not Iron Maiden Bruce.
No, the different Bruce. This is Cowbell Bruce. And you just let it keep going on the outro.
Yeah.
Not the solo, but the outro.
Under threat of duress.
Yes, and
Yeah.
bamboo shoots under fingernails and such.
Or at least no more, Marlboro 100s.
Yes, that too. So this does not affect the original recording. That cut will be there, but it will give, fans to hear maybe a little extended play at the end.
Yeah.
As we say, and might even have more. More. Guitar brilliance.
Well, because most of those songs they were radio edits, so they would just kind of trail off for the DJ to.
It didn't have an ending written.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So in previous episodes, we've compared the outros for Pink
Previously
Floyd's
on Damages.
"Comfortably Numb" versus Dire Straits' "Sultans of Swing." That was a tough one. The second one was Led Zeppelin's "Good Times, Bad Times," or Guns N' Roses' "Night Train." Last time I think we got together, it was Ozzy Osbourne's "Mr. Crowley" versus Eddie Van Halen's "One Foot Out the Door." This time, and this is a no-brainer for me,
Okay.
but I will.
It sounded. Okay, go ahead.
Both of these are killer. Just in what musical style you like, of course. So would you rather hear the longer outro guitar solo for David Bowie, Moon Age Daydream, featuring, of course, Mick Ronson, or Journey's Who's Crying Now, featuring Neil Schon? Both.
You think it's a slam dunk?
Well, and that's
harder. That's way harder.
Yeah, the Who's Crying Now. There's a great solo. That's a fundamental part of that song.
Oh man.
But in my book,
Okay.
there's Mick Ronson is like the burrito supreme.
Okay. Well, and Moon Age Daydream is just my gosh, what a great song.
Yeah, I might even like Life on Mars. Would be nice to have a longer outro.
That's
to
not.
that. But it's not on the books. I understand
Thank
how the
you,
game
Tony.
is played. So for me,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Bowie's Moon Age Daydream and let Ronson just go freaking wild.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Sounds like I heard an affirmation. Jamie.
Yeah, so knowing what I know just about how those songs were recorded, not those specific ones, but like the trail offs, if you listen real closely, you can always hear the guitarist start messing up right when it gets at the quietest point. So like they purposely, most of the time they chose exactly when to ramp it down. So to me, that Bowie record, I want to hear the weird stuff where they were like, just keep going for 2 more minutes. I want to hear where the guitarist gave up on that song.
Mick, the solo's almost over, but keep going.
Yeah, I imagine the Journey song just like is just awesome guitar wailing, and that's boring to me. I want to hear the weird stuff.
Well, I'm going with Journey on that one, guys.
Really?
I love Ronson. I love Bowie, and Moon Age Daydream is great, but Journey had a way, and everything was just so big, and I like that about, I want to hear, just keep going.
They were technically a very proficient band.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Monsters.
But I feel like that's the fear. Do you really want to? It's like, do you really want to hear such amazing musicians with their pants down? Because that might be what's in that extended cut, man.
I think he would be just fine. I think he would be. Me, on the other hand,
fade out now! Dear God, save us.
But who knows? Maybe get a little bit of Perry back in there on that one. He's like, "Hey, we're going."
This is a guitar.
I
outro.
know. I was wishful thinking. Anyways, I'm gonna go with
We
Journey.
don't know. We can make up whatever we want here.
Yes.
Yeah, Tony,
We're in control.
naysayer.
Nay.
All right. Well, we need to thank a handful of people here.
Yes, Todd, at this point of the show, there's a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become one? Easy. Head over to patreon.com/The Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate. Become a sponsor, a friend, a hero of the podcast.
These are our hero. That's very difficult to say. These are our heroes. Boy.
Another David Bowie song.
Yeah.
Thus I digress. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts, opportunities to win great stuff through giveaways, and, you get to hang out with us
Yeah.
all the time. Open invitation.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that works?
I do.
But in addition to that,
You get to have your name read on the thing.
you get to have your name read on the thing. Thank you, Jared Cricket. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers, Anthony Lathrop, Brett Hogarth, Cameron Pampas, Darren Gregory, Don Kloss, Elad Mizrahi, James Bell, James White, John Esterly from Rare Buzzer Effects, John Sebastian, John Halverson, Justin Jones, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Mike Davenport, Owen Eads, Plutone, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology, Richard Kendall, Rick Calhoun, Rusty Sneeden, Stefan Lamb, Tom Barazin, Trevor Ellenberg, Trevor Gunberg, Vader and Pedals, and exciting news, Todd.
Oh.
We have a new executive producer.
Ah.
Welcome on board, James Castellano.
Yes, right on. James,
Thanks,
thank you.
James. Thank you.
That was the best news that I heard today.
Boy, you must have a pretty sad day.
No, that's great. I had a lot of really great things happen. That's how good it was, Tony.
Okay, that's even better. But Todd, there's another special group of executive producers. We call them our Grand Poobahs. These are the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, the A#1s, and they wear a fez upon their head whilst listening to the podcast.
And at the same time.
Exactly. So special thanks to these Grand Poobahs. Anthony Gemalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robison, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Gregory Randall, Hex Matos, John Williams, Martin Cliff, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Pedro Vasquez, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, James Pennington, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wound Pickups, Jonathan Labate from M2 Labs, and our good buddy from right here in Columbus, Ohio, Ty Barnes.
Yes, right on.
Thank you.
Well, we truly cannot do this without you. I know we say that every time, but
It's the truth.
we showed you the books and we showed you all the things that it takes to do this, you would say, oh, wow, You're right.
Why do you guys do that? What's wrong with you people?
Yeah. You guys are terrible businessmen. I don't have any business being a businessman. Anyways, this is hardly a business, but anyways, thank you so much. Truly, truly, truly. And James, we are looking forward to connecting with you and learning more about you and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Now, Jamie, where can people find these delicious pedals that you make?
Yeah, so you can go directly to supercoolpedals.com and shop directly, or you can reach out to your nearest guitar shop, and if they might be a dealer for Supercool Pedals, and if they're not, you should tell them they should be. So we've got a nice long list of always growing dealers on the website you can check out and find someone near you.
Nice.
Outstanding. And we need to say a colossal thank you for hanging out with us.
I cannot believe it's been like 2 years. That's bizarre to me.
I know, right? But you're a great guest. We love having you on. We love what you're doing. You are truly adding to our guitar enthusiast community, and we thank you for that.
Cheers. I appreciate that.
You bet. Tony.
Yes.
Where can people find the stuff that you make or whatever?
Go over to pickguardian.com. stuff that you make.
Tony just did another Sparkle Gold pickguard for my bass player. Oh, man, it looks awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah. Check out Todd's stuff. He posts this stuff, pictures of his stuff. You want to be just like Todd and get a nice gold sparkle guard for your black guitar? I got plenty of material.
Nice. Yes.
But just if you want, shoot me an email. Let me know what you're trying to do, what you need, what colors you want, what pickups you want, all that stuff. I will make something very special for you. As Todd always says, it's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
Yes.
He says it, constantly.
I do. So you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. That's probably the best way to get my attention. We would love to talk to you, whatever it is. You don't have to be a patron. Just have a conversation with us. Tell us what's up, what you like about the show, what kind of gear you have, pedal builders that you are interested in that we have not had on the show, guitar builders of the same ilk, whatever it may be, amp builders. We just want to offer up that connection to you guys. We need to say a huge thank you to Jamie and to you for listening and keeping the show going. Have a fantastic guitar week and subscribe.
Yep.
Cheers.
These are the things that dreams are made of.
Maybe we have a sample rate issue. Is my voice all funny?
No, yours is fine.
It was in the background.
Where the cat's doing the thing where they
go, yeah, it was yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah, I like that. I do like when cats try to talk.
Yeah, we might get them in the background. It's the sun's
and
going
then the
down.
other cat's like, "What?
Stop talking like a person, you dummy."
We got the full crew in here then.
Full
shared mix, I guess.
I'm full of chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that ain't all, Buster.
Yeah. Summer.
Oh,
it's like a merry-go-round.
I'm fresh off of like a family barbecue, so I'm like similarly sedated right now.
You ate the whole family? Jiminy Christmas. You pig.
We don't have good barbecue in Canada. There's two like
really?
From culinary perspective,
with all those horses up there.
It's like a week-long process fermenting dough and doing everything properly.
That's what Tostino's pizza rolls are for.
Oh, those pizza rolls, they do it, man.
Yeah, they do it, and then you do it.
Now, did you put typical tomato-based barbecue sauce on your family, or more of a Kansas City style?
We're a white barbecue sauce family. I'm sorry, we were a white barbecue sauce.
Right.
No, it's just me. So
yeah,
I don't know if I know the cars that well. I think I inherited some records from my uncles, but I don't know if along with like the knack and
the cars smoke the knack, man. Yeah, they do.
and like kind of start looking how stenographers memorize words and write it down. Like that's crazy to me. I would love to just have that skill in my back pocket for when
code.
For when the music industry just gets taken over by AI and we all go bankrupt. I think I'd like to be a stenographer.
Yeah. You
I love
should
it.
definitely do that. Whenever you get the chance to have Naples style pizza.
Well, before that, I went
to business.
I honeymooned in Italy with my wife. So like,
you didn't tell us. I feel like a boob after saying that.
No, self-titled.
Just what I needed might be the most perfect song ever made. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay,
pound for pound, might be the most perfect. It's the one that's like
you were that did. Where are the thing? No.
Yeah.
Let me brush up on my Italiano.
Neapolitan. And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.